Alright people, today I'm going to give you an update on my pipefish that I've recently added into my Fluval Flex. And yeah, let's just get started. Now for a quick recap, I bought my pipefish from Fish Planet, which is in Finsbury Park, London. I was in two minds on whether to get the pipefish or not, but the thing that kind of convinced me to get the pipefish in the end was my Fluval Flex. You see, my Fluval Flex has been up for over 5 years now, and it is well cycled, it's got its own ecosystem, and honestly, out of all of my aquariums, if there was one where a pipefish could survive, it would probably be my Fluval Flex. So yeah, it was a bit risky, but I decided to take the risk, and we picked up the pipefish from Fish Planet and brought him straight home and added him to my Fluval Flex. Now usually when I buy a new fish, I acclimate them by putting the bag into the aquarium, letting them settle for about 10 to 15 minutes and then adding some water in and letting them rest for a bit more before I release them and that. But with the pipefish, because they are so sensitive, I done a completely different technique. I put the bag into the aquarium, I took a little syringe and I added little bits of water every 5 minutes. And yeah people, I'm not gonna lie, that method did take a while. Because I was adding in such a little amount, the acclimation process was well over an hour. I just wanted to be on the safe side, you know, because pipefish, they are just so fascinating, man. I mean, they're related to seahorses and some people actually call them freshwater seahorses. So yeah, I definitely wanted that pipefish to survive. So I tried my absolute best to do this acclimation process properly. Now when I first released the pipefish into the Fluval Flex, he started exploring the entire aquarium and yo, it just looked so cool, man. It was so fascinating to see, especially with his little fins, like the way he was swimming about. And yeah, I was literally sitting there for hours just watching this pipefish, man. It was honestly one of the most incredible things to watch. Now, one of the biggest challenges with pipefish is actually getting them to eat. You see, pipefish have really small mouths, which makes it hard for them to eat bigger pieces of food and that. And on top of that, they are also very picky. They mostly only eat live food. So when I picked up the pipefish, I decided to also get some copepods. They're these tiny little creatures that come in these bags. And yeah people, I'm not gonna lie, the first time I tried to feed the copepods to my pipefish, yeah, I kind of made a little mistake. So let me share that with you guys so you can avoid making that mistake yourself. You see, the copepods, like I mentioned, they are very small, and if you have a strong flow in your aquarium, or if you have a strong filter that creates a strong flow, yeah, the copepods, they're going to get swooped away very fast, and then of course they're just going to be filtered up, and long story short, you're going to end up losing majority of the copepods, which of course is just a waste. So yeah, my first batch of copepods, because I didn't turn the filter off, it was just a complete waste, man. And I'm pretty sure the pipefish didn't get a single one. Now of course I learned my lesson, and with the second batch I turned the filter off for over an hour. Like I literally switched off the filter, I put the copepods into the aquarium and I left the room so the pipefish also has some peace and quiet. Because I feel like when you're in the room and you're walking around in the room, a brand new fish, they can get a bit stressed out. I mean, once they get used to you, then yeah, of course you can stay in the room whilst you're feeding them. But right at the start, in my personal opinion, I feel like you have a better chance of your fish eating is if you just leave the room and leave them to it. So yeah, the second time around, I turned the filter off and it did seem to work much better. By the time I came back to turn the filter on, there were still a few copepods swimming about. So I was fairly confident that the pipefish got a few of them. Now let's talk a little bit about the pipefish's behavior and the interactions with its fellow tank mates. And honestly, the pipefish is so chill. I mean, with the shrimps, the cherry shrimps and the bigger shrimp, there doesn't seem to be any problems at all. I was wondering if the pipefish might eat a few babies every now and then, but honestly I haven't seen any kind of hunting behavior coming from this pipefish. And in regards of the interactions with all the other fish, once again the pipefish seems to be very calm. With its general behavior, the pipefish also seems to be a fairly confident fish. It's not super skittish like some other fish in the hobby, and all in all it's just really cool to watch. Now the one tank mate I was a little bit worried about was my panther crab, but as far as I could see, there was also no problems there. Now people, I'll be honest, after about 4 days, I felt really confident that I was doing everything correctly and the pipefish was going to live a nice and happy life. However, unfortunately, after that 4th day, so the next morning on the 5th day, the pipefish was no longer anywhere to be seen. And honestly, people, I have no idea what happened. I never really found a body, which, to be honest, in the Fluval Flex is almost impossible to find a body anyway, because if something passes away at night, all of the shrimps or the crabs, they're gonna end up eating whatever passed away. So in the next morning, yeah, you're very unlikely to see any leftovers, simply because there's so many scavengers in that aquarium. But yeah, after that 5th day, or at some point in the 4th day, the pipefish unfortunately passed away, because I have not seen the pipefish since. And people, I'm not gonna lie, I am actually really gutted, because yo, that pipefish became one of my favorite fish really quickly, man. I was even debating whether to set up another small aquarium, something about this size, just for pipefish alone, because they were so fascinating. But I'm not gonna lie, I still got a lot of learning to do, because yeah, I didn't even manage to keep that pipefish alive for 5 days. Now, once again, quick shout out to Fish Planet, because they did make me aware of this. They told me so many times that, yo, just be aware, pipefish are incredibly sensitive, you need to be very experienced and everything like that. And people, honestly, I thought I had enough experience, and I thought my Fluval Flex, because it was so old, it was definitely mature enough to help a pipefish survive. But yeah, unfortunately, I got humbled. I was completely wrong. I don't know what I done wrong, but yeah, the pipefish unfortunately did not survive. And you know what, people, losing a fish is always very disheartening, but at the same time, all of these experiences, they do build your experience. And in my personal case, at least I'm able to share my experience and hopefully help someone out who is also thinking about getting a pipefish. Yeah, man, sometimes in the aquarium hobby, things just don't go as planned, and it can be really tough. But we do need to remember that every challenge teaches us something new, and I'm really grateful for the time that I've had with my pipefish, even though it was short. Now, quickly on a side note, if you've watched the video where I bought the pipefish, you will know that I also bought some needlefish. Now, the needlefish, I'm gonna be completely honest, I could not see them again after that 1st day. I don't know whether they passed away or if they were just hiding or whatever, but yeah, the needlefish, they were pretty much gone after the 1st day. I did not see them again, and yeah, I didn't have them for long enough to actually give you any kind of feedback on them, so I thought, let me just put that into this video, because I did buy the 2 at the same time. But yeah, honestly, I don't think I'm gonna try again anytime soon. I need to get my experience up a lot more before I give pipefish and needlefish another go. Now, if you're someone who has kept pipefish before and you have any tips, then please leave them in the comments down below. I would love to learn some new stuff, and if there is anyone else watching looking for advice, you'd be able to help them out too. And if you have an idea of what I done wrong that might have led to my pipefish and my needlefish passing away, then once again, please let me know in the comments. I am always open to learning more. And once again, if someone else is watching trying to learn some things, they might be able to learn a thing or two in the comments. If this video was helpful to you, please remember to like and subscribe. And if you want to see the day I bought my pipefish, then click right here.